Okay. All right. Let's try this again here. All right. Hello, good people. Mark Holmes here. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. My stream was cut out because I was playing the Village Idiots. We back. What's up, Miss Hot Sauce Lola? How are you doing today? I am doing really, really good. I feel great. And I've got my brother in the background there on the phone. Okay. Hey, hang on. Hey, Ronnie. Oh, Rondo. Hey! I'm actually on live. Okay. Sorry about that. Kim Hicks, what's up? Okay. I surprised. My stream was actually blocked by Fox Sports for using that clip. It came across the screen and said, "You're out." Okay, so we're going to start up this party over right now. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. We got all kinds of stuff that's going on. We talking about practice, and the Cowboys are actually going to be into game mode because come Saturday, they will have their very first game. That's right. They will have their very first game of the season, and I can't wait to see them playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So a couple things that are interesting to me are, A, Schoonmaker has actually made his very first, and I mean very first, practice. He is finally on the field after dealing with plantar fasciitis. I'm praying that he does not have the jinx of the second-round picks of the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys, you cannot argue with how well they do with first-round picks. We find studs every time, but unfortunately, not so often. Now, DeMarcus Lawrence has been great. You can say Diggs is incredible, although looking at some of the lists don't have him in the top 10, but that's because they hate the Dallas Cowboys. But you look at that list when you have guys like Jalen Smith on it and Tristan Hill and Boss Man Fat, it leaves a little bit to be desired. So let's hope that Schoonmaker can stay on the field and work his way up the roster. Right now, Jake Ferguson is the starter, but I believe that they are going to be going deep with tight ends because I believe they're going to be using a lot of 12 personnel. So I want to tell a story. Alan Williams, what's up? Ray, what's up? Eric, Dirty Sanchez, John Jones, Cole's Cowboys, what's up, Cole's? Cole's always in there, bitch slapping the Eagles. In fact, this is basically how Cole's treats the Eagles.
Fuck them birds. Fly, Eagles, fly. Now we shoot those birds out of the sky. Stupid dumbasses managed to give up a 3rd and 30 to my sexy arm. Pathetic defense and team. No wonder I own those piece of shit frauds every damn year. Don't get me started on the fans. You boo me while I earned a respected award. Losing the Super Bowl was just karma for you fuckheads. I can't wait to drop 100 on your heads next season while being the daddy of the NFC East again.
That's about how Coles treats those Eagles fans. He bitch slaps them all the time. Bitch slaps the hell out of them. All right, so interesting take here. Micah Parsons, and it just depends on where you see the information. You know, I get headlines and stuff that are always like popping through. Micah Parsons warned about dangerous stuff in practice and things like that. Or, you know, you hear that the players don't respect Dak Prescott and everything else. And Micah Parsons, he has run into Dak Prescott and stuff, and he's going full go in practice. Coyote, Mark, Coppizzle video. He wants you for week 1, Giants YouTuber. You know what's funny, Coyote, is Coppizzle always wants me and the Dallas Cowboys week 1. But you know what's kind of crazy? I have been trying to save Coppizzle from himself. Seriously. You know, I tried to get away from all these crazy bets. You know, he didn't had to shave his head and everything else. And, I've sent him like Joe Barty's and stuff like that. And he has to give him the Philly 500. Because the thing that's kind of crazy is, in all the years that Coppizzle, who said he was done with YouTube and he was leaving, done with YouTube and leaving. What's funny is, in all these years that he's screaming and barking and everything else about how great Danny Dimes is and Eli Manning and the Giants and all that, do you know, in the time that I have known Coppizzle and we've been doing these stupid bets, because Philly 500 drugged me into them. That's right, Philly 500. You drugged my ass into them. Coppizzle has never won a single one of those bets. I'm trying to save the poor child. I'm trying to save him. But he evidently don't want to get, evidently he likes to be shamed. And now you got Daniel Jones talking and saying that he's elite. Bruh. We got Chris Broussard out there saying that the only way Dak Prescott would be elite is to lead a dynasty. I'm trying to understand this stuff. I'm really trying to. He wants to watch the game at my house. I've already got one stinking Giant fan at my house. I guess I'm gonna have to slum. Yeah, James, it was blocked because of the Fox clip that I showed, showing the Village Idiot. I guess they didn't like me showing the Village Idiot. But be that as it may, we're back. He wants to ride you off. You have 5. All right, we'll deal with Coppizzle after the show. We got enough stuff going on. Let me get back to Micah Parsons. As I was driving down the road, I started thinking about practice. Not the game, but practice. And I'm going to tell a true story here, okay? This is a true story. From my time at JMU. Now, I was fortunate enough to play football with Charles Haley. When I was in high school, my senior year, I tore my ACL, missed 4 games, got to come back and ended up playing and stuff, and pretty much gave up on football after that. Focused in on track and field. I threw shot puts, discus, and I ran from the 400 meters down. And when I got accepted to JMU, I was throwing shot put, discus, and I was trying to become a decathlete. Because I looked at the guys on the college field and stuff, and knowing that I had tore my ACL and said, it's done, it's over with. Well, during my freshman year, running track, which was not easy, we had a coach, Ronald Jones, who actually was on the Cowboys for a short period of time until he broke his wrist. He was a linebacker, but he was the defensive line coach. Coach Jones started talking to me and saying, hey, with the speed and the strength, he said, I've been watching you in the weight room and stuff. You're strong, you're fast and everything. He said, I want you to try out for the team. And I was like, dude, I played offensive guard in high school. I said, I ain't big enough to be an offensive guard. He said, no. He said, but with your strength and your speed, I want you to play nose guard. And I'm like, what? So I walked on at JMU. And at JMU, when I walked on, I was practice squad. And if you don't know what practice squad is you're the dummies for the first team. They come out, they do their plays and everything else. They come in, boom, kick your ass. They go off the side, get some water. Second team comes out there. They run all their plays and stuff on it. And there was this, basically, the offensive lineman would say, if you make me look good, we won't kill you. My attitude was, F that. You think when we play on Saturday that the other team's going to make you look good? I ain't doing you any good. I would go all out. And so we had our center was Steve Ham. There was Kenny Dalton. Kenny Dalton, big dude. I know we had Adam Burkett was a tackle. He was, at that time in the mid-'80s, he was about 295. I can't remember who the left guard was, but I remember Joey Houck was the backup center. And I was small. I was about 215, 220 pounds, but I was running a 4.6 40. And I was bench pressing about 350, and I was full squatting 600. I had speed on my side because I could do a jab step, get the center to step with me, and I could rip and come back through and shoot in the gap and get upfield. And I would end up, boom, making them look bad. Coaches would cuss at them, right? And then they'd get pissed off, and, they're coming at me. They're hitting me harder and harder and harder. What it ended up being, and this is a true story, because, again, I'm a walk-on. I got all these other walk-ons that are out there. I guess I'm kind of like Rudy. What ended up happening was I got recognized, so Coach Brzezicki put me on special teams. I became part of the traveling squad. And that was how I finally made an impact and got to actually play. And I'm not going to lie to you and say that, I was a great college player, because I only played a couple of years and I decided I was done with college. I just didn't want to, it was just didn't want to study. Just said enough. But doing that made them practice harder. It made them work. And see, that's what's happening with Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons out there, he's going all out. They can't relax. They've got to protect their quarterback. Or they've got him, literally, their head on a swivel. That is going to make them better players. It's going to piss them off. And now they know the coach is watching. I'm looking like ass. And if I don't do better, I ain't making this squad. So for me, I love it. And when we had Charles Haley, Charlie was never, ever about taking it easy. Charles was jacking people up and carried off in stretchers in practice. I was just glad. I'm just glad I'm on the defense. I'm glad I don't have to go against this mother humper, because that's the way he played, the way he practiced, full tilt. And that, my friends, is the only way you get good. I love it that the defense some days are getting the best of the offense and the offense is getting the best of the defense, that these guys are competing at a high level. And the Rudy story, well, you call it, quite frankly, it really was. And, I got more parts of it because the first game I played in was the Oyster Bowl against the University of Richmond. 30,000 people in the stands and everything else. Kickoff team. I'm literally just about ready to throw up on myself. But be that as it may, I told that story because I can relate that to what Micah Parsons is doing, and hopefully I can kind of say this is a good thing. And it's a great thing for Micah Parsons because you see how hungry this guy is. This guy doesn't relax. Take that versus, say, Chase Young. Chase Young was a guy who, he didn't do it. He doesn't put in the work. He ain't out there busting his ass. And that's something that you got with Micah Parsons. And see, it's not enough to have just talent. Some guys can be just, like we had David Irving, who said, I can roll out of bed and be better than Jason Garrett or 85% of the people. That's true. But if you want to be the tip top like Micah Parsons wants to be, not just a Hall of Famer, but the greatest Hall of Famer, you can't rest. You have to constantly be working on what you're doing to get better. And I love it. I absolutely positively love it. Lady Libra in the house. What's up? Angelica Barone. I love picking weeds. What's up? I love picking weeds. Lady Gardenia Confessional. How are you doing? Beach ass Prescott? Really? Beach ass. Okay. Whatever. What's up, everybody? Bigger is bigger and stronger this year. Scary. I will say, I wasn't at training camp. I was not at training camp this year, so I can't confirm this. But the feeling that I had at training camp last year was a lot of questions. I looked at CeeDee Lamb, and I'm seeing CeeDee Lamb making business decisions in practice. I'm looking at the other guys that we have at wide receivers. I was looking at our linebacker core, where we're like, we were happy about signing Anthony Barr. And it just did not feel like we do right now. Right now, you see the energy, you see the excitement, you see these guys going at it, you see the speed, and you don't have as many question marks as we had before. Question marks that we have right now, kicker, because we got rid of our USFL kicker, and this is the exact same place we were last year, because when I was at training camp last year, we had guys out of 10 field goals, they were hitting like 5. It was just ass, and I don't know why the Cowboys aren't trying to do better with a field goal kicker, but we have to do better than that. The other question is Zach Martin. The good news with Zach Martin is we see Zach Martin working out like crazy. He's staying in shape. Now, we don't know if Jerry Jones, when we play the Jaguars this weekend, if we're going to hear Zach who? Zach who? Like you did with Zeke. I know that Zach will be in before the first game. When exactly, I don't know. But he's somewhere around $400,000. No, it's more than that, isn't it? More like $600,000 off of his salary for not reporting. But I can guarantee he's not going to miss a game check. Twiz Digga, what's up? Oh, Micah is bigger. Micah is bigger, stronger, faster. He is literally an absolute positive beast. All right, so a couple of other things. Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones is having a hard time. Ronald Jones, who ended up testing positive for a banned substance, getting 2-game suspension. He is appealing that. He says it's heart medication that he's been prescribed for, and that, excuse me, heart medication he's been prescribed for before in Tampa and things, and that, hopefully he gets off of that. But he has pulled his groin muscle, which means he's going to be kind of sitting for the next couple of weeks. And then he's going to end up, of course, after a couple of weeks of being recovering, after the last preseason game, he is on suspension for the next 2 weeks. I'm not sure that he is going to make the roster. I'm just not. He was kind of on the bubble to begin with, and now with that, definitely you have to wonder if he is going to be able to make it. So that's the big question mark that we have right there. And let me pull this on over so you guys can see this. Make sure I don't show any Fox slips. Good Lord. Okay, so, nope, wrong one. Keep hitting number 1. So Zach Martin working out. He is still staying in shape, lifting weights, but nothing gets you prepared for football like football. All right, so we got that out the way. And boom. And Loyal Cowboy, what's up, good people? Zach Martin is gouging on donuts. No, he's not gouging on donuts. Anna Walker, how are you doing tonight? Coppizzle wants to come hang. Y'all keep talking about Coppizzle. I have not seen. Lordy. Hold up. Since y'all are talking about, I'm going to have to check this out. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Good Lord, hold up.
Welcome back to another edition of the Coppizzle YouTube channel, the longest running, reigning New York Giants channel in the game. Little baby doll whistle.
Yeah.
Now, for those that are concerned, due to YouTube guidelines and concerns, I am actually making this video by myself, okay? There's no kids with me, okay?
Okay.
I have a pre-recorded whistle blowing that I can activate at any time when I say, little baby, don't whistle. Okay? So,
Lord.
have no fear. There are no children here for those that may be concerned. Let's get on with the video, okay? But just before we do, I gotta feel it one more time. Little baby, don't whistle.
Okay, come on. Can you get to it, Pizzle?
So, Mark Holmes. Oh! Do I hear something? No, I didn't hear nothing. Anyways, so, Mark, you know, I have sat here all off season, having to sit here on the sidelines, looking only as I can look, having to be ever so quiet, wanting to say what I want to say, but realizing that I had taken a step back. Little baby, don't whistle.
Get to it, man.
But now I've returned. And I have listened to you all off season talk about how great the Dallas Cowboys are and how
They always
the
own
Eagles
your ass.
are your only threat, right? Yet when you talk about the Giants,
Lola.
you
We
go
can't
to
just
my
touch
buddy
it.
Rashid and you act as if we're just some joke. Little baby, don't whistle. I gotta work on that. I gotta work on that a little. So I can
You
get more- a
definitely
little
got to
more
work on it.
effective. Anyways, I got a little sidetracked. Anyways, Mark, you sit there and you pick on my buddy Rashid, and Rashid, you know he's in a 2-1
Hey,
B
Casey, how
battle
you
with
doing?
you, and that geek. That is Michael Anthony. Where's the fitness? Little baby, don't whistle. And so I sat here and I feel so
Angelica
bad for my buddy
Bottle.
Rashid because he has to listen to your mumble jumble about how we last year. Oh, it was, you know, the stars aligned and all this, blah, 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 blah. You know, I am a person who is a trendsetter. I am a person who likes doing things for the people here on YouTube. No disrespect to Bad Dog
Can
or
you get
Chris the
that-
Entertainer,
can you get to
but
it?
they're not about putting on a show. They're about collecting the dough, right? No disrespect to them. They need to go out there and make their money how they need to make their money. I got no issue with that. They got families to feed. Feed them families. Little baby, don't whistle.
What has he got? 2 of them that are blowing?
And I'm completely solo here. And, you know, the thing is I ain't about that. See, I'm about making memories. And, you know, the other day, Mark, you said to everybody on here, you said, oh, life is so very short.
That is true.
Take the time to visit the ones you love and make memories with them. That's what you said to
Lord.
everybody, Mark. You told everybody that's what needs to happen. At least that's what I heard. Little baby, don't whistle. And, well, that worked a lot better. And you know, I sat there and thought to myself, all that garbage you talked all off season, and then you're saying this and you're giving life advice. And so you're talking football, giving life advice. And I said, I wonder if Mark Holmes practiced what he preaches. I wonder if he does that. So I got to thinking, Mark, you know, me being
Lord.
a trendsetter and all.
Being a trendsetter.
We
Jay
played
Smooth.
you guys week 1. The Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. And Mark, it's the main event of week 1. We all know this. All eyes will be on this game. The game of the games, week 1.
Go
So,
on.
Mark, I got to thinking,
Go
you know,
on.
you
Go-
like
you
to
got
talk
thinking,
about
man, that
how you
probably
got
hurt.
this big spread of food and you got this great
So you
game
wanna be
day
coming to my house for the
experience
meats.
at your house. And you want to make memories. and you want to visit with the ones you love. Little baby doll whistle.
Go on. Come on. Get to it, man. Get to
I
it.
got to thinking, how about Coppizzle?
Oh, Lord.
How about Coppizzle come to the Mark Holmes residence and watch week 1 with you? What do you say? I'll take my
Lord.
show on the road. And then when it's over, Mark, I'll get up. I'll rightfully take my MAF strap back. And I'll just come back home here to my little cave.
You're
You'll
strapped.
feed me. You'll let me prop my feet on your table.
Your feet on my table? Hell no, your feet ain't going on my table.
And we'll enjoy some nice guy time together watching the Cowboys and Giants. Doesn't that sound lovely? Hey, everybody in the comments, doesn't that sound lovely? Huh? Hey, and I tell you what, Mark, I
Oh,
won't come
boy.
empty-handed. Because all of those that follow me, they'll go to the very top of the comment section, they'll send a little tip or donation, and we all will bring a gift to you. That's for you, Mark. We'll bring something to add to your cave as a gift from Pizzle. What do you say, Mark? Do you want to dance with Pizzle one night? Right there? In your game day experience? I think it sounds lovely. Little baby doll whistle!
Wow. Wow.
I got some kinks in that. How about it, Mark? Woo!
Wow. Wow. Okay. Let me ask you guys. Wow. That was not what I was expecting, because we were actually looking at going to the New York game possibly, because I think Michael as well as Rashid were planning on going that one. I want to shove that whistle up his. Dallas Diva. Wow. He's worse than Philly 500. Them boys going to speak to y'all week 1. I think it would be interesting to have your son over. Giant colors are clown colors. Wow is right. Oh, my goodness. Well, the only caveat on this is the strap, as he put it. Right. Everybody wants to come to my house. See that this is where you realize America's team is it. You got Philly 500 wanting to come for my meets. You got Rio, who's been there, coming for the meets. And now you got Coppizzle wanting to come there for the meets. So I'm putting it out there for you guys on this poll. Do we want Coppizzle at the man cave? Wow. Wow. That's wow. That's all I can say on that one. So we'll do the poll. We'll see what we have there. Fix my screen. I got it. There you go, James. Right, Sugar Daddy. He, I coming to my house. That's not a problem. But it's not like the Giants are going to win anyway. And could you imagine seeing Coppizzle melt down in my house? Seeing him disgraced and having to do the walk of shame out of my house, out of a Cowboys man cave? That might actually break the internet. That literal, or worse yet, that Danny Dimes finally gets that first victory over the Dallas Cowboys. Wow. And humiliation in my own house. Oh, man. I tell you, you're right, Lola. Call his bluff. You can give him a pass fire. Going to be some mad New York fans week 1. Hell, everybody has us coming in 3rd place this year. They always have us coming in 3rd place. It will be hilarious, Mark. Oh, my God. And see, here's what would be good about this, because we'll start live streaming at 1 o'clock. You got the early games and stuff. We'll see the Eagles and all that things, the 4 o'clock games. So it will be built up to the main event for Sunday Night Football. Mark, they just want to hang out with the best. I've seen that already in the corner of the screen. Seen what in the corner of the screen? No. Nick Evans. Seeing him melt down at my house, having to take the flack of losing if they lose right there, that would be a true walk of shame. Fresh meat. He needs to leave the strap. He needs to leave his strap at him. Home. Okay. All right, we'll work on that one. All right, so let's get back to our Cowboys here. We'll see. The poll right now says 65% of y'all say yes. Wow. Okay. All right. We'll keep that. We'll keep that going on that one. You have 40,000 more subs, so he's looking for attention. Well, of course. Coppizzle meltdown. I'm afraid Coppizzle and Mark will get into a fight, into a fist fight. I don't know if we'd actually get into a fist fight, but it would be entertaining to say the least. Anyway, back to the Cowboys. Now y'all got me completely off my game. Micah Parsons will get 4 sacks in week 1. Well, here's what's interesting, because this is, maybe what it is Pizzle. Shout out to you, Derek. Appreciate the super chat. Daniel Jones, who just got his big contract, knows he's not going anywhere anytime soon, says, excuse me, I'm very confident that I can play this game at a high level and lead this team to a lot of wins. I'm very confident in myself. Yeah, I'm very confident in myself when asked if he belonged in the elite class of quarterbacks. So, how many of y'all out there think Daniel Jones is an elite quarterback? I'm just curious. Do I need to do another poll? I'm not sure that I think Daniel Jones is an elite quarterback. I mean, for Dak Prescott to be considered elite, he's got to lead a dynasty. I think that Daniel Jones needs to at least win a playoff game. But then again, that's just me. What do I know? I'm a guy with a day job at a voodoo doll. Now, interesting thing today was, and one of the things that we've heard quite often is the Cowboys talking about the speed and the communications of the team. I'm sorry. My wife is actually sanding some stuff downstairs and it's kind of, hang on one second. Oh, I tell you what. Enjoy this for a moment.
Grocery store, I used to actually swallow it, pause, but,
Joe used to pack and he used to...
I used to pack and swallow. I used to do a lot of stuff.
Dude, that should be your, intro.
Yeah.
You know? Your intro
Well,
is just
I'm
look at the
known
camera. Let's...
Having a rough time here tonight. Sorry. You can still... Okay, Linda, there you go. All right, so we got Coppizzle wanting to come to my house. We have Philly 500 packing and swallowing. And it's just been kind of crazy. Okay. All right, so I just can't get, I'm just all messed up tonight. Everything is just jacked up. I can't take him and Rashid. Alicia, yeah. Hurts was voted number 3 on the top 100s. Wow. I don't know what to say about that one. All I got to say is he's been set up for disappointment. Ruben Walls, what's up? I'm not afraid of Daniel Jones. The only elite quarterback right now is Pat Mahomeboy in Shannon Sharp's voice. Joey, yeah, they got a little bit crazy. They definitely got a little crazy.
Up everywhere. You get dizzy. You probably throw up everywhere.
You have to do that thing when you get the
dude. All right, you need to stop.
That's what they do. You get the.
You look like you're doing something else. Just stop.
That's what they do. That's why I have a friend. That's all time. All you hear from him. He's
I
always
know, make it
packing
so
his
obvious.
dip.
I don't even pack anymore like that. Pause, but. Well, that's what it's called. It's called patching.
Joey, you packing?
Yeah, that has to replace the old one there. Every time the Eagles lose, they'll be packing. Jalen Hurts is a young man willing to receive what he gets based on how he's preparing. The only disappointment is Dak. Hurts back to the Super Bowl. Anthony, actually, I tell you what, the Cowboys should actually give the Eagles some hope because the Cowboys were one of the few teams that lost the Super Bowl, Super Bowl V, and then went back the next year and won. So you can look to the Cowboys for hope to say, well, the Cowboys did that back in the day when the Eagles were ass. Maybe we've got a chance to do it. It's possible. Not likely, but it's possible. I think your defense isn't going to be anywhere near as good as you think it is. I think you're going to have some growing pains. I think you recognized at least that you have some problems with your linebackers, which is why you ended up signing Miles Jack. But I'm not sure Miles Jack is going to be the difference maker that you need, which is kind of interesting because I told you last night Dallas needs a new kicker. Jay Smoove. We all know that we need a new kicker. Our kicker is not on the roster right now. We definitely, shout out to you on the super chat there, buddy. Jay, we still do. They sound like some pigs when, 30 Sanchez, they sound like some pigs when they laugh. Eagles fans and they're packing. Stop the act already. Jalen ain't going to make it. Well, we'll see what they do as far as that getting this season. The bigger question is what we're hearing at least is that the Cowboys aren't looking to go ahead and get Zach Martin a long-term deal. So this is going to be coming to a head. I think that the Cowboys right now are trying to get as much stuff done, and I think they're afraid that if they hurry up and do a deal for Zach Martin, that sends the message that all you have to do is hold out and you're going to get taken care of. Never mind. We still just getting ready for an exciting season of Seahawks and Cowboys football. Wishful thinking. Gentlemen, he has two, just like Dak. Turn it up. Cowboys are a dynasty. We need to win one. We haven't won one in quite a while there. So it's kind of hard to say we're a dynasty. I do want to see if I do want to pull this clip.
Theo from Chicago.
I want to pull this clip for 1 second here because this was a question that we actually had. Brian and I were talking about this on the road back, and I miss my Brian. So this is the question.
First question
This is
I take
good old
is from
Skip
Theo
Bayless.
from Chicago. Is Dak Prescott a Hall of Famer? When I first saw this question, I started to laugh, and then I almost started to cry. Then that big part of me that's a delusional, lifelong, diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, the part that controls my deepest psyche, took over, and I actually let my mind go to, well, maybe somehow miraculously in the next 3 or 4 years, Dak will qualify as a Hall of Famer. And then my painfully honest self took back over.
Painfully honest self.
My objective self. And I shook my head and I said, you know, right now, Dak Prescott is in my Hall of Shame. He's so far from Hall of Famer. I mean, Dak Prescott is now 2-4 in the postseason. 2-4 is Dak Prescott. He's had his moments. He's made 2 Pro Bowls. That was his rookie year, and Zeke had a whole lot to do with it. And that was 2018, when the arrival of Amari Cooper
Wait
had
for it.
a whole lot to do with it. I stand by what I said on Undisputed on this podcast last year.
Cooper Rush.
I watched Cooper Rush take over for 5 games for Dak Prescott and run the offense more efficiently and effectively than
10
Dak
points
ever
less
did.
a game.
I'll be real comfortable this year if Cooper Rush is forced to take back over for X number of games. I'll be real comfortable because he is the realest deal.
Okay. So Skip Bayless wants Cooper Rush to quarterback the Cowboys. But God, bro. And let's actually back this up, because like I said, me and Game Time, I wish Game Time were in here right now, because we were having this conversation on what Dak Prescott needs to do to get to the Hall of Fame. Because if you actually look at it, if Dak plays for a little more than 2 years, or if he plays 2 years plus healthy, he will own every passing record of the Cowboys except for interceptions, believe it or not. He'd have to literally throw 15 interceptions every year for several years to even get anywhere close to Troy Aikman. Be that as it may, the only way Dak Prescott gets into the Super Bowl, even if he plays 4 or 5 more years for the Cowboys, owns all the records and stuff for the Cowboys, he's got to win a Super Bowl. I think if he can get the Cowboys to the Super Bowl and win and own all the passing records, he's up there. I know Dak Prescott haters will say it was only because you had Micah Parsons. Well, we had Charles Haley. We had Darren Woodson. We had Leon Lett. We had Russell Marylands. And, of course, we had an incredible offensive line. We had Emmitt Smith. We had Michael Irvin. And I don't see anybody saying, well, you had a great defense. And as much as people talk about how bad Dak is in the playoffs, I found something that was really interesting this morning that was kind of crazy to even think about. Brett Favre, 313 interceptions in his career. Not only that, now they did win a Super Bowl. But do you know that in the fourth quarter and overtime of 4 NFC Championship games, Brett Favre threw an interception that cost him the game 4 times in NFC Championship games. I know everybody's going to say, well, you can't even get to the NFC Championship game. I know that, people are saying we've got to at least get to the NFC Championship game. And, of course, Chris Broussard says that's not good enough, that we have to actually win the Super Bowl and multiple ones before we can even be considered credible. They're friggin' delusional Eagle fans. Joe DeMasi, Cooper Rush threw 3 picks against the same Eagles defense that Prescott put 40 up on. Skip is such a clown, he should never call himself a Dallas Cowboy fan. Shout out to you, my man, on that super chat. I appreciate that. Joe. Yeah. Here's the reality. Justin Herbert got Cooper Rush for his offensive coordinator. Now, it's still early in preseason, but they've been kind of struggling in practice. Their defense has been eating them up. Their offensive line is not real good. Their defense has been literally killing them. And they don't exactly have an elite defense that they're going against. So what we may see what typically happens, where we're always told that people we let go are great and that we're going to rule the day that we let him go. Oh, you can't let go of Lyle Collins. Lyle Collins may not make the Chargers this year. You look at really Amari Cooper is the only one who's been successful as far as leaving. You see that Jason Garrett was a disaster. I won't say that Jalen Smith was a disaster, but he's just become a journeyman, just kind of floating around the NFL and stuff. And I'm betting that we see that with Cooper Rush. Shady McCoy is a clown. You know what's funny is listening to Shady earlier. Shady McCoy was talking about Derek Carr. And he was gushing all over Derek Carr about how, Derek Carr, yeah, he's in that top tier of quarterbacks and stuff. He's going to make New Orleans great. And I'm kind of like, Derek Carr? You mean Derek Carr, who had Josh Jacobs last year and Devontae Adams and the tight end that went to New York, and they couldn't make the playoffs? Game time, Brian. What's up? Game time, man. I missed you, bro. I was just talking to you about he just woke up. Wow, okay. Well, I'm glad you had a nice nap there, Brian. That's okay. Roadkill, you're calling him 19. Look at your own comments, little buddy. Darren Waller, thank you. Yeah, he had Darren Waller. So he had all of that firepower, and he got run out of town. But he's elite. Justin Herbert, who is struggling against his defense, that's not exactly the best defense in football, with their new genius offensive coordinator. Now, again, it's early preseason, and preseason doesn't mean anything. Just saying that early returns aren't looking good. Thomas Garrett, how are you doing? Ruben Walls, what's up, Ruben? How are you doing? My apologies on tonight's stream. The getting blocked ended up messing me and really getting me off of, really got me off the block. Yeah, we had some really bad weather that came through. We had tornado warnings. My phone was going off and going crazy, and beep. It was like, get to shelter, and I'm like, holy shit. Troy Aikman threw only 3 total interceptions, 15 TDs in the playoffs in 92 and 93. True. He had also great wide receivers, also a security blanket, also a great offensive line. So all of those things do matter. Also a great defense. We're all on the couch, Anna Walker. Season hasn't started yet. So game time. I don't know if you woke up to this. Coppizzle wants to come to Jobu's man cave for the Giants game. Thoughts? I understand being optimistic, but Dallas is building themselves up for a huge letdown. Anthony, who's building the Cowboys up? Anthony, I believe they have built you guys to the tip top. We got Jalen Hurts number 3 on the players of 2023. We've got you guys as the best team in the NFC. We've got you guys in the top tier and all that. The little old Cowboys, they don't have us up on that. I don't understand where you're talking about they have us built up. They're not hyping my team. They're hyping your team. Your team. These guys.
Up everywhere. You get dizzy. You probably throw up everywhere.
You have to do that thing when you get the
dude. All right, you need to stop.
That's what they do. You get the.
You look like you're doing something else. Just stop.
That's what they do. That's why I have a friend. That's all time. All you hear from him.
I know. I think it's so obvious. I don't even pack anymore like that. Pause. But. Well, that's what it's called. It's called patching.
Joey, you pack.
Pause. Yeah. You guys have built yourself up to be this juggernaut. Here's what's funny. I get told by all of you Eagle fans that we are always trolling you guys and everything else. I went on Philly's stream when Game Time could back it up. We watched his stream. We came in. I actually said nice things. I said, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? And instantly, all of the hate and the trolling just came down on me. And I looked, and I'm like, Cowboy fans, the ones that were in there, they were kind of respectful. Not like you guys are. So I'm kind of like, you guys are the ones that are trolling. You are the ones that are building up your team. So I don't understand how you say we are ready for a letdown. If anything, you guys are. You got nowhere to go but down. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this stream ended and try and get this thing together because I've really kind of screwed the pooch tonight, and I apologize. So we'll see if we can get this thing straightened out and I can get the bugs out of the system and do a little bit better next time. All right, good people. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And for you Eagle fans, you know how much I love you.
Fuck them birds. Fly, Eagles, fly. Now we shoot those birds out of the sky. Stupid dumbasses managed to give up a 3rd and 30 to my sexy arm. Pathetic defense and team. No wonder I own those piece of shit frauds every damn year. Don't get me started on the fans. You boo me while I earned a respected award. Losing the Super Bowl was just karma for you fuckheads. I can't wait to drop 100 on your heads next season while being the